We're joined today by Peter Harold, CEO and Managing Director of Rumble Resources. Peter, thanks for your time.
Morning, David.
You've just secured 100% ownership of the Thunderstorm Gold Project in the Fraser Range region of Western Australia. Why is this project so interesting, and particularly where it sits?
Yeah, look, it's gold, obviously, and it's underexplored. So we farmed it out to IGO. They were really excited about the project. They made those discoveries of Peon and Gazelle, which were great, good hits and good width, but then they didn't follow it up. And of course, they then went on to sell all their gold and reduce their whole exploration exposure. So it's very underexplored, and there's a potentially very wide paleo channel gold system.
As you said, some great results already achieved on the project, but about to embark on a 5,000 metre drill program.
Yes.
What are you hoping to achieve, and what would success look like?
Yeah, look, I think success would look like more of those sort of hits. So, 10, 15, 20 metre intersections of sort of 5 to 10 grams would be success. What we want to demonstrate with that 5,000 metre air core program is that there is continuity, and so that we can actually see the potential for a major paleo channel system. So early days, but very prospective. And the fact that it hasn't been followed up and sort of was forgotten about is what's really exciting and encouraging.
And moving across to Western Queen, also in Western Australia, you've been able to identify high-grade mineralisation down plunge of more than 500 metres. What does that tell you about the resource potential?
Yeah, well, look, it's really important that, because up until now, the deepest hole was probably about sort of 400 metres down plunge. So what we've demonstrated is that we can extend the mineralisation. Now, we're hoping that this is a sort of never analogy of this orogenic gold system. So we're understanding the structure better, and we can't use EM or IP, so you really just have to go by the drill bit. So this is really important because it does demonstrate that the ore body extends, and that'll add significant resources potentially when we do the upgrades in the mid-year.
And talking about structure, you've been able to further understand the structural setting at Western Queen. How does that help in really unlocking the scale potential?
Yeah, look, it's critical because, as I said, there's no IP or EM that you can use, which I'm used to in nickel exploration. So you really have to go by the drill bit, and understanding the structure is critical to that, because once you've got that stratigraphy sort of understood, then you can actually work out where to put the drill head. So yeah, it's critical, and obviously with the tungsten as well, it feeds into that story too. So understanding the structural settings for the gold and now for the tungsten is critical to working out where we do future drilling programs.
And just touching on that, you are planning and have announced a gold and tungsten resource upgrade during the middle stages of this year. How transformational could that be?
Well, look, I mean, the tungsten very much so, because, with the tungsten price where it is today and the demand around the world for sort of non-Chinese tungsten supply, we're getting a lot of inbound interest in that. And you've seen some of these other tungsten companies have, massive re-rates of their share price. We're a sort of, we've obviously been a gold story there, but we could mine the tungsten at the same time as the gold, potentially. We'd have to put it through some sort of gravity circuit or something, but we could bring that into production very quickly. So it's a game changer potentially, and it could add significant, near-term cash flow to the story. So you've got the gold production coming on board, and then very soon after that, you could have the tungsten too. So
mining at Western Queen is due to commence in the second half of this year. What are the steps you need to go through to achieve that goal?
Yeah, so look, basically, if we can get our permitting done in the second quarter of this year, financing, because we've got to finance a bit of working capital, so we're talking to a few banks and financiers. The tolling agreement, so we're currently negotiating a tolling agreement, so we'd need to sign that. That's with Gildan Resources, who own Kirkalocka. And then obviously get a mining contractor on board and get them started, and then dewater the pit. So all of those things have got to happen in the second quarter for us to start basically accessing the decline, sort of early in Q3, and then it's about a 6-month lead time. So that would have us putting ore through the mill sometime in Q1 of next year. So that's our target, and right now we're on track for that.
Plenty of work, plenty of news flow, much to keep investors interested over the next 6 to 12 months. Exciting times ahead for Rumble and its shareholders. Peter, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Dave.